Hello there, Thomas and Ethan. This is Ryan Joes coming at you live from beautiful St. George, Utah. Here on the back of Grandma's patio area and enjoying a nice, lovely day. I was asked to I took it upon myself to kind of look into some of the search trends and just kind of whatever information or data I could find on the Yo-Yo Cases objective. So without further ado, let me share my screen and let's see some of the data that we have in front of us. Okay. So first off, I'm in a tool called Ahrefs, which is one of my favorite SEO tools. And if I pop in Yo-Yo Case here, and then I can look and see the different platforms, I'm going to look into Google. I can see here that on a scale of 0 to 100, this tool can kind of estimate how difficult it's going to say this keyword is. So on a scale of 0 to 100, it says this one is a 0. Examples of like what 100 would probably be like is something like straight up just the word shoes. Like that'd be very, very competitive. There's a lot of people going after that keyword. There's a lot of people who are in that space. Also, it gives me a little bit of insight into the estimated amount of monthly searches. And according to this tool, there's about 250 monthly searches that are currently happening for Yo-Yo Case. There's also kind of some other suggested keywords that we have here. We have Yo-Yo Display Case, Yo-Yo Carrying Case, and then maybe some specific brands here that are in there. So kind of interesting. Then also it kind of comes down and you can take a look into some of the top performing websites that are currently there for this particular keyword. So unsurprisingly, Amazon is one of the top results. That's not too surprising. Amazon is an extremely authoritative website, so naturally they are going to take up a lot of those top spaces for different queries for products. You can see they have the number 1 and then what's considered the number 3 or the number 2 spot essentially here. And then after that we have Yo-Yo Expert, Yo-Yo Sam, Yo-Yo Tricks, Yo-Yo Factory. Here's another one, and then an Etsy. So what's interesting is, there is some opportunity here. These are obviously really authoritative websites. So here's some information that I have as far as this column here that I'm going to kind of go over. This is on a scale of 0 to 100. How authoritative do my tools consider these websites? In Amazon, 95 out of 100, not too surprising. Here Yo-Yo Expert, 42 out of 100. But it's kind of interesting because these are pretty authoritative websites, but outside of like Amazon and Etsy, these aren't crazy authoritative. They are, but they're not crazy authoritative or in a spot that we cannot ever compete. It's certainly possible. Also, what's interesting is these tools give you a chance to look at the specific pages that are performing for these keywords and how many links from other websites they have. And this is helpful information because the more links, generally, the more authoritative that page is going to be, and the more competitively you can perform in Google searches for these different terms. So what's interesting is if you look at the number of backlinks and the number of referring websites that these particular pages have, you can see that the answer is not that many. So that means there is a good potential if we can create a page and a good website and then be able to build up some backlinks to that page that we could potentially rank within the top 10 eventually. It's not going to happen overnight, especially with a brand new URL. Google often takes time to kind of let them be able to perform well. But it's interesting that there is a chance there. This is not unlikely. If I go here into Google Keyword Planner tool, this can give us a look into how we might be able to compete if we were to go with Google Ads. If we were to kind of pay to be able to be well positioned. Google gives us a little bit more insight into these different terms. So we can see Yo-Yo Carrier has about 10 to 100 monthly searches. Yo-Yo Cases has about 100 to about 1,000 monthly searches. And then, it kind of gives us a range of kind of what it would cost if we were to try to bid on these particular keywords and try to be, positioned competitively. So we're kind of ranging between 50 cents to about $1.22 a click is kind of the ballpark that we're looking at, which is high, especially because we may not have incredible margins to work with, but we definitely have some. So it's interesting that this is a potential play that we could use there. So, anyways, I hope that all this information is helpful. It is good to know that I think you guys are on to something that certainly has some potential as far as your ability to be able to perform and compete in Google searches. So, if you have any more questions, let me know, and you have a wonderful day.